Hello my butterflies, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a first impressions on the new Tati Beauty Volume 1 eyeshadow palette. So if you guys would like to hear my first impressions on this palette, please stick around, and without further ado, let's get into the video. For today, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I'm trying out different editing styles for my channel. So I went ahead and filmed myself doing my eyeshadow look, and I'm going to be placing that somewhere on the left or the right, I have no idea. And I'm just going to be sitting here talking about my first impressions as I'm doing the eyeshadow look to hopefully save some time. So yeah, before I actually get into the look, I just want to quickly talk about the packaging. This is a lot heavier than I expected. For some reason, I thought it was going to be just like regular cardboard. I think it's heavier because of the really big mirror. And I really like the layout of this palette. I think it's executed really beautifully. And if you take a look at the palette, you have some mattes. They're basically all the same shades in different versions of the shade. Like you have your bottom row being the mattes, then you have the sequins, the metallics, and the glitter row. I also really like the big mirror that this eyeshadow palette comes with. I feel like it's really convenient because sometimes you have to go and look for another mirror or something, and sometimes you may not have one, versus when it's already included in the palette, it's just really convenient. And also it's really big, so you can get like a full view of your entire face versus something so tiny. Moving on to the application, I started off with the shade Soothe, and I just applied that with a really big fluffy brush, and I just used it like my transition shade. And I really liked it because it was really buttery and it blended out super easily. It practically blends out by itself. The shadow is a little bit powdery on the eyeshadow is a little bit powdery, but not that much. It's also really soft. All the mattes in here are really soft, so I think that's why it has a lot of powdery kickback. Next, I went in with the shade Story, which is a little bit like an orangey, like a burnt orange shade. And I just used that shade right over Soothe. I really liked it again because it's really pigmented, but it's not overpowering, and it blended out really nicely as well. And then on the outer corner, I went in with the shade Ritual. Ritual was a shade that I noticed that was maybe a little bit more difficult to blend out than the rest of them. I think it might have to do with the fact that it's a darker shade. But once I started, blending it out a little more, it blended out really nicely. It just took a little bit longer to blend out than the rest of the other two shades. Those basically blended out by themselves. On the outer corner, on the very outer corner of my eye, I went in with the shade Memory, which is a matte black shade. And usually matte blacks are really hard to work with. If you put on too much, it can get really how would I describe it? If you put on too much and you try to blend it out, it can get really muddy. So usually you have to go in with a little bit and then work your way up for the black eyeshadows. But this one I found to be a little bit more forgiving, and when I blended it out, it didn't make a muddy mess on my eye. Usually on the eyelids, I don't like applying glitters because I have really hooded eyes, and it can sort of make my eyes more hooded, if that makes any sense. If the glitter's too heavy, it'll just bring my eye down even more. But I really wanted to try out the glitters in this palette, so I went in with the shade Poet and on the lid, and then on the outer part of my lid I went in with the shade Memory, which I feel like they did have a lot of fallout a little bit here under my eyes. I used a NYX glitter primer, and my glitter primer is also really old. It's maybe been sitting in my drawer for like a year, and like I said, I don't use glitters on my eyes, So maybe that had something to do with it. And I also applied it with a brush instead of my fingers. So I don't know. I never really use glitter, so I don't know if fallout is normal for a glitter. But I feel like once I started packing it on and being really, really careful with it, the glitter did add on nicely on top of each other. In my past experiences with glitter, when I would try to pack on more glitter on top of like the glitter to get it to be more like bam, like it just didn't work out. It ended up looking flaky and crusty, and it would actually just come off. But in this case, it didn't. So I'm really happy about that. I actually really, really like the glitters in this palette. Well, the two that I tried so far. I'll actually be doing some close-ups of the finished look so you guys can see. But I really, really enjoyed using this palette. This eyeshadow palette is a really beautiful eyeshadow palette. I used 4 out of the 6 mattes, and I really, really love them. They're really buttery soft, and they're easy to blend out. Even the shades Ritual and Memory, which would usually be shades that are a little bit harder to blend out, they still blend it out really, really nicely. The glitters that I used, Poet and Memory, I really, really enjoyed putting them on. I did have a little bit of fallout, but it wasn't anything too crazy. And you guys will see somewhere here, wherever I place the video of me applying the eyeshadows on, that I did have some glitter fallout, but it wasn't a lot. It was easier to clean up, and it also didn't look super chunky on my eyes, which I really appreciate because, like I said, I have hooded eyes, and sometimes glitter tends to like bring it down even more. I seriously can't say any more good things about this palette. You guys just try it out for yourself. Also, watch other people's reviews on this eyeshadow palette. Don't just take my word for it. I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of video style. Let me know if you guys would like to see more videos like this in the future. What else? Oh yeah, have you guys gotten your hands on this eyeshadow palette yet? If not, I think you guys should. I really like it. I recommend it a lot. But like I said, don't just take my word for it. Go ahead and look at other people's videos before you make the choice if you want to buy it or not, because it is a little bit up there in price. It's not super expensive, but it's not really like drugstore either. So yeah, I would definitely check out other people's videos, and I'm pretty much rambling at this point because I really, really like my makeup today. I feel like, you know when Tati has like those really good makeup days and she's like, I feel beautiful, I feel this, I feel that. That's me right now. Like, she was able to take like her makeup skills and just put it into a palette and then give me that same feeling, and I'm like, yes. Okay. Okay, I'm pretty much rambling at this point. Sorry guys, but yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.